Your friends and your family should love you for what you do to them, not for what you do to their feed. I owe my entire broadcasting career to Lady Gaga. Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Like the entire thing. My twin and I met Michael Jackson.
Wait.
So yeah, we met him. Yeah, yeah, I know.
Welcome to the Creators Chat. My name is Kashif Harrison. I'm your host and the creator of the show. You know, last year when we did this podcast, it was just so amazing that I was turning 40. I was on that road, and now I'm 40 and doing this season 2 with you all. This is a feeling, and I want to cater this feeling. I want to give some love to this feeling. But I also want to give you the love that you stayed on this journey with me. We are starting our season 2, and I'm so excited to introduce our guest to open this season. Now, his name is Jermaine DeVos, right?
Yes.
That's how I say it.
Yeah.
And he is a Sydney-based media personality with a dynamic career spanning from radio to digital content and even hosting. He is also a good dancer, and we will talk more about it. And he is a massive Michael Jackson fan. So I'm so happy to introduce you and to welcome Jermaine to the Creators Chat. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It is an absolute honor to be here. I love all of your content. I see it. I think it's such an enriching and it's just a sigh of relief to see people actually just be honest and real and talk in a way that just doesn't feel like I'm like there's cameras around when I watch your stuff, even though there's quite a few.
There's a lot of cameras.
Yes, there's a lot. But thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. I was really happy that you did, follow us. And I was so happy that, yes, I asked you out on the chat show and you said yes. And I was like, yes.
Yes. Well, I'm here. I'm happy.
Now, so let's just jump straight into it.
Okay.
Radio. You've
Yes.
done that for such a long time, and you can tell because you've got that bassy voice. We were just talking off air about how you trained your voice to become a radio presenter.
Yeah.
How was that process? Because I've never heard about that, actually.
Yeah, well, so shout out to the team at WAPA and ECU in Perth, Joe McManus. There's like this postgraduate broadcasting course, and I mean, I always kind of had a bit of like a vocal kind of flair to me, but it was very refined when I was there because obviously I'm not sure if you know what WAPA is, but it's the Western Australian Academy of Performing Arts.
Okay.
Right? So you have people from all different disciplines in there: musical theatre, acting, singing, then there's directing and film production, right? So they get the best of the best in Perth to teach you all these different things. So in broadcasting, we had like vocal trainers who were teaching people in musical theatre and in singing how to use a presenter's voice. So a lot of things, like I had a real lisp when I started out, and my voice is a little bit higher, and I was doing these different things, and they were really we went through some rigorous training to make sure that everything was like, I wouldn't say polished, but it was at a level that was appropriate for broadcasting.
Lisp?
Yeah, I had a full-on lisp, yeah. Well, I think I did. I was listening back at all my stuff, and I was like, oh my God, my voice has changed like 10 years ago to now. So,
wow.
Yeah, this is a bit of fun.
That is amazing.
Yeah, but you've done radio too, right? So you would know, like, maybe as you kind of continue on in your radio career, you just kind of smoothen out the edges a little bit as you keep going. And I think that's just what we've done.
That radio voice. You need to have that radio voice. And it's funny because when I started radio, which was actually in 2007-ish, I think. Okay. I had a very chirpy, feminish voice on national radio. And this is in Pakistan, right? Very chirpy. It was very bad.
Yeah.
Honestly. And then I went through a process of my producers grilling me every day, making me feel miserable to get me that voice, that bass voice. So funny that I got training because they would really every day after the show say, that was really bad. You sound like a girl. Yes.
Oh my God.
That to a national radio in Pakistan. So I was like, yeah, I do. And then it took so much time for me to get that smooth voice for radio.
Does that still happen though in Pakistan? Is it still like they kind of take out the feminine
I think so, sure. Yeah, because I mean, come on. I was a queer kid back in the 2007-ish, right? Even I didn't know that I was so queer, but apparently I sounded very feminine. So it was that. But I think also when coming to Australia, I started this community radio, and I think every day I would get grilled because I'd never had training. We never had training, like most of my people as well, I knew. But knowing that you can train and knowing that you can get your lisp out, that is a big thing.
Yeah, it was.
To now having this amazing voice galore.
It's funny, I actually remember this wasn't actually a lisp situation, but one exercise that we did was we had to blow like bubbles into a straw. So we recorded our like a few sentences of what we had to say because we were doing these live crosses for news and everything like that, right? And then we recorded it, and then while we replayed it, I had to blow bubbles through a straw into a glass of water for that entire period of how long I was talking, so that you could maintain your breath as you're talking. So it was pretty much like an exercise on breath control. Another one was simply, I wasn't allowed to do something called a schwa. I think that's what it's called, a schwa, where if I'm talking to you, I used to always finish my sentences up here.
Yeah.
And you hear that a lot when people are talking. It's always going up, and but there's people don't feel confident when you talk in that way. So they really drilled that out of me. And there was another one too, which was vocal fry. Oh, vocal fry is not you cannot do that in radio. People who talk like this and, this, that.
Isn't that a sex voice?
Oh, yeah, well.
That's the sex voice.
That is sex. But it's funny, a lot of podcasts I listen to it and I'm kind of like, oh, I can hear that vocal fry. But I don't know, that was 10 years ago, so who knows? The
True, I think the lines are not even there anymore. Everything is blurred, grayed out of there.
Yeah. Which is a good thing, because I think, it makes everyone it feels like I'm talking to a friend now.
True.
I would hate to have like a trained radio voice to every single friend of mine. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather just sound like a normal human being, maybe. I don't know.
With a bassy voice, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Serenade all those humans out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, Jermaine, can I ask you that? What is that one celebrity that you've interviewed till now in your career that has left a good mark on you?
I'm gonna say, probably the most impactful conversation I've had with someone would have to be... Oh, can I give you two?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Go for it.
The first one would have to be this... He's up and coming. His name's Roman Banks.
Okay.
He was the star of MJ the Musical for Sydney. And when I spoke to him, the conversation went from talking about Michael Jackson to something very spiritual.
Wow.
It's like the molecules in the room shifted when we spoke, and it was the first time that I kind of had this understanding that conversations can elevate to a certain frequency where you don't even my brain wasn't even moving in the same patterns as it was. He was so locked in, so determined, so focused, and so spiritual that he took me on that level with him. And we had just the most beautiful chat. And that's when I kind of realized that conversations don't need to be so prescripted. Is that the right word? Prescribed. And that's when the best conversations happen when things are open, and you are just on a plane, like you are on a different vibration. That I really got to experience that with Roman. The other person is Zane Lowe. So Zane Lowe was like one of my biggest inspirations in the broadcasting field. When I listened to Zane Lowe on Apple Music with Beats One, I knew what I wanted to do with my vocation, probably the best way to say it. And when I spoke to him, the conversation was very similar to Roman, but this time I'm talking to someone whose job is just to speak to the biggest stars in the world. And he made me realize that the idea of broadcasting, or the idea of having a conversation, is the most simple thing you can do. Is just simply having a conversation and navigating someone and seeing colors. I'm still processing my interview with Zane Lowe, but every conversation I've had after Zane Lowe feels like a different experience.
Wow.
So he's done something to me. I don't know what it is just yet, but every conversation now feels like I've never felt more relaxed and more just really just presence. And he's simplified all of these anxieties that I've had for 10 years in this field. He's somehow managed to make me feel relaxed and like we're just two human beings having a wonderful conversation and not everything has to be thought of. So I'm not sure if that answers your question.
It does. Because did Zayn take your name during the interview? Did he take your name? Jermaine,
did he mention my name?
Yeah.
Oh, so many times.
And how good feeling is that?
Yeah,
Good of a
100%.
feeling.
Yeah.
I remember the biggest or the celebrity that I dated and was not dated.
Oh, wow. We're getting there, are we? Okay.
Yeah. So I dated a celebrity back in my radio days, apparently. So the biggest celebrity that I interviewed during my radio experience was Ranbir Kapoor. He's like a heartthrob. He's like Brad Pitt, or he's just
right.
you know, what's that guy who just did Wuthering Heights? What's his name?
Oh, Jacob Elordi.
Yes, he was that. He's that.
Yeah.
He is that even now in India.
Yeah.
And it was just a funny evening. I came for my evening show, drive time show, and I was told that I have to interview him for this movie called Bombay Velvet, which apparently was a massive flop. But anyways, I was told to have to interview him straight off the bat, and he was doing promotional interviews. So I had to call him and talk to him. And we went on air straight away, and I started talking to him, and I watched his movie before that, which is Rockstar. Amazing movie, by the way. He kept on saying my name again and again and again. And I was like, oh, wait, my anxiety, it's gone. Because I was very nervous to talk to him. But when he started saying my name, Kaushik, in his very bassy, serenading voice, I was like, okay, I have won. And then I cherish that till now because I think he got my anxiety out of that celebrities can actually be human as well.
Oh, 100%.
You know? And
it's that presence. When someone says your name, it's simply, you're here with me.
Yes.
I'm here with you. Do you know what I mean? The notion, this is why I don't like junkets. Because every time I'm in junkets, everyone around that person makes you feel like you're not with that talent. It's you got 5 minutes, you got this, you can't say this, you can't say that, you're up next, and then people around you giving you 2, 1, and it's like, shut up. I need to be present with you. Do you know what I mean? I need to be present with this person. No one else matters. So when someone says your name, all of a sudden, everything disappears and you're with that person. And it's just complete, pure focus. Connection, absolutely, which is what everyone craves. Everyone craves connection in these types of environments. You know what I mean? Especially if we have 2 mics in front of us. And, you know, these things can sometimes distract us from the idea of the fact that we're just having a conversation, right?
Exactly.
But the one thing that eliminates all of this is purely the fact that whenever anyone talks to anyone, connection is the thing they're seeking. And a lot of people forget that. A lot of people do.
Speaking of connection.
Yes.
You have a connection with the Jacksons.
I do, yes.
let's unravel that. Now, let's open the Michael Jackson Pandora box.
Sure.
Okay, so tell me, when was the first time you fell in love with Michael Jackson? And how did you come to get in touch with the Jacksons?
Well, I actually don't remember the first time I connected with Michael Jackson because we were raised, I have a twin brother. So me and my twin brother, since we were babies, my sister used to play a lot of Michael Jackson content for us. So we just grew up diehard Michael Jackson fans from birth, pretty much. Wow. So, like, you know, the earliest memory that I have of Michael Jackson was, it was a wedding. And Michael Jackson played while everyone was kind of just sitting eating dinner. And my twin and I used to dance a lot of Michael Jackson in front of the TV. And then I decided to go into the middle of the dance floor and decided to dance a bit of Michael Jackson. And just by myself, because my twin was a little bit too shy. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I heard everyone kind of applauding. And every time I did a kick or a little crotch grab, then I had to, like everyone was screaming. And that's when I think maybe that is what maybe solidified a bit of like, you know, this Michael Jackson becoming a core part of who I am in that. And then when I was 3 years old, this could even be before the wedding, my twin and I met Michael Jackson.
Wait.
So yeah, we met him. Yeah, I know. I keep it quite private because it's one of those stories where it's like if you say it too much, then people kind of go, oh, like, yeah, I'm sure you did. You know, who meets the biggest entertainer in the world? You know, So I keep it quite private. But yeah, my twin and I met him when we were 3 years old at a Perth hotel.
At a Perth hotel.
Yeah, he was here for the history tour. So and my mum was working at one of the venues, and pretty much we were there with all these fans. We knew that he would come out of the hotel the normal way, and all the news cameras and everything like that was there. So me and my twin were at the front of this crowd of people, right? And then by the way, this is what my mum tells me, so it's
Yeah.
not like at 3 years old I remember every single detail. But pretty much a security guard told my mum, okay, Michael's coming out of the elevator, we're in the lobby. Michael obviously loves engaging with children, so when he comes out of the elevator, I will push your kids to the front so he sees your boys. And mum was like, okay, great. So the elevator door opens, Michael's out there with his entourage, and the security guard pulls my brother and I to the front. And then Michael immediately looks at us, and then the crowd just stampedes over us.
No.
Like completely just, goes nuts, right? And then my mom was like trying to get a hold of my brother and I, and couldn't really figure out where we were. And then all of a sudden, security parts the crowd, and Michael Jackson runs to my brother and I. Yeah. So then we are there, and we're just, apparently we're talking to him. My mum starts talking to him, and then he asks me, "What's your name?" And I said, "My name's Jermaine." And he picked me up and hugged me. And, yeah. And he said, "That's my favorite brother's name." Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jermaine Jackson.
Yeah. So that happened, and then he kind of got carried away with all the different fans. So then my mum brought my brother and I to the other side of the hotel, like where it was like this little roundabout area, and then he saw us rolled down the window, did a little peace sign at us, and waved, and then drove off. And yeah,
Wow.
so
So you met Michael Jackson?
yeah, so I met Michael. I think that probably really solidified a strong connection with Michael, because I keep thinking at that time, I wonder what he would have thought to get the security to part the crowd, because we were the youngest kids there, and the crowd environment was just so hectic and intense. So he clearly cared about our well-being enough that he wanted to make sure that we had our time with him.
And which year was this?
This was in 1996.
Wow. And this was when he was on peak.
This is when he was, well, this was kind of after the allegations. So, I would say he was kind of maybe slowly in the fall. But
Sure.
but Aussie media was just so like,
Of course.
big on Michael. Yeah. And I think it was the first tour that he came back to since I think the 80s, like 87 was the bad tour, and then he came for history in 96. So what, just 9 years. Yeah, so
Jermaine, I mean, being a Michael Jackson fan, and I'm a Michael Jackson fan myself, okay?
yeah.
So I'm like, whoa, I'm so glad our paths crossed.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with these allegations that came out, with especially this documentary from Netflix, The Verdict, people proving that he was maybe doing things like that. But as a fan, how do you feel? Do you feel like, because if I'm being honest, I'm a fan and I 100% still don't believe it.
Yeah.
If I'm being very honest. But what do you do as a fan?
I was 3 years old when I met Michael Jackson.
Agree.
I want to know what he actually thought of us. Do you know what I mean? I
agree,
think
yeah.
that's a thing I owe to myself. So I had to really distance myself from the fandom for a second, really look into this and go, did he actually think of me this way or that way? And my conclusion is, I don't think he did any of that. I don't think Michael Jackson. I think Michael was a victim of a very elaborate scheme because he just had so much power. And but that being said, I just play it very carefully, because at the same time, I know these people who have their conclusions. I think one thing in common that Michael fans and people who believe in the allegations have is that we care about the safety and well-being of children.
Of course.
And I think that's Michael's message. And I think no matter how you see this situation, if we both care about the safety and well-being of children, then we can't really debate on that fact. It's up to them if they want to research and have a look at what the truth is, really. So it's my stance.
That's a very good answer, and I think that's very very important for us fans to hear that, because people may not believe what we are feeling, but then you're saying you've done your research, and even I was like, I grew up with that. My uncle was a massive Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah.
He would cry for him, and even my sister and myself. So it's very interesting to know that we now are in a time where that information is out there,
Yeah.
and you have to stick with it, but also you have to be very careful how you maneuver around that situation.
Oh, absolutely. And I think at the same time, if you give people the grace and the openness of them going, if you really want to, you can have a look. And, if you give people the space for them to want to go and look into the truth or look into what actually happened, it's likely they will.
Yeah.
I think the moment you pressure them, or the moment you put a lot of weight onto them, you're only just going to get these people to further believe what the traditional media narrative is. You got to give them the space to breathe and to look into it, I think.
Now, and this is my last question on Michael Jackson.
Yes.
But if Michael Jackson was looking at your content or watching this podcast, if you had to say one message to Michael Jackson, what would that message be? That's your camera. Go ahead, say that in the camera. Talk to Michael Jackson.
Oh God, is this such a little soppy end of a movie kind of thing? I think I'll look at you when I say it. I think I want to connect with you when I say it, if that's okay. I think a lot of the later years of Michael Jackson's life, it seemed like he was very lonely. And I think a lot of people around him that he trusted abused his trust.
I agree.
And I think the media was awful to him. And I think that the voice that the fans had at the time was quite muzzled because of the media landscape. I think what I'd tell him today is that fans, we're the media now. We've got the mics. We've got the cameras, we've got the audience, and we have the power to tell the truth without censorship, without all of this kind of, all of this censorship and dictatorship on our content. And above all, with what we can do as fans, I really hope that it proves that he is and was loved. Because I think as fans, so many of the comments on my posts and people sharing and the messages I get, there is so much love and so much passion and excitement and joy. And I just think that was something that was missing at the time that he died. I would hate to think that Michael Jackson died thinking that the world hated him, or that the world just thought he was freak and weird. I think in 2026, I think he would see in front of him that he is so loved, and that we create the content and we speak to the audience now.
That is very beautifully said, because I think you're right. He gave so much to humanity.
Yes.
He gave so much to humanity back in his days, and the world owed him nothing but love.
I agree.
I
agree.
Wow, that was...
Yeah. Can I just add something to that too? Because I think another thing that people need to understand is that even if people nowadays still have a negative opinion about him, he still entertained them.
Yes.
I don't think anyone in this world can deny that Michael Jackson entertained them at some point.
Yeah.
And Michael was very selfless with his talent. So I think his hard work, his dedication to his craft and his messaging moved every single person on this planet, even children of today. Kids who are 3 years old in 2026. They feel that. So we owe a bit of gratitude to him.
We do.
Yeah.
And I think, he used to think about the world. He used to talk about Mother Earth. He used to talk about human nature. We needed that.
Yeah.
Back in the days. We still do it,
Oh my God, yeah.
We are the world, we are the children. Oof.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And those songs are part of social media memes today, and the songs are still charting. Billie Jean is number one 43 years later. Like, this man is immortal.
Immortal.
Is immortal. I saw a video where someone was like, in 2,000 years' time, if people are still idolizing Michael Jackson, it could almost be a religion.
I can see a cult building up.
Do you know what I mean? But I was kind of like, I'm not going to go into that kind of thing. But I'm like, he was the closest thing we had to like a prophet, I think. So I think the world does owe him a bit of gratitude for what he's done.
For sure. Now, from Michael Jackson, let's talk about your content now.
Yes.
Okay, because you're a radio presenter and you are a true Michael fan. And I think you show that in your content. Your videos are very, they're a lot about Michael Jackson. You've had a great partnership with the Michael movie. Love to see that. And I haven't watched it yet, but I have to watch it. I know, it's a sin.
You need to watch it.
It's a
what do you
sin.
mean? It's like the biggest movie in the world. We're trying to get it to $1 billion.
I know.
Can you promise me you watch it tonight?
I will. That's our movie for tonight. But you're also connecting with people from around the world who share the same passion and love. So how is it creating content in this space now, this year, especially with the movie coming out and the fans knowing about Michael more, and also you on this creator journey? How has that process been for you?
It's been so beautiful. It's been something that I have been searching for my whole life, really. I mean, I'm grateful that I have a twin brother to share the same experience with, but we felt very isolated for a lot of our childhood and a lot of our teen years. We weren't bullied, but we definitely felt different because of not even just Michael Jackson, just our passion for what gives us joy, our creativity, our love for all these different things, even extending to other things I'm passionate about too, like technology and health and wellness and all these new things I'm discovering. But it's been a beautiful thing to see, because one thing I didn't realize was I always thought that no one cared about what I had to say, or everyone thought I was just a bit too much or too obsessed or this or that. And when I voiced it and I was very, very upfront and honest with my passions and my loves and my interests, there were thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people who felt the exact same way. And I think that proved to me that I was never lonely. It was just the right people didn't find me yet. And I think especially this year with the Michael movie, and I think this is bigger than Michael Jackson. I think this is simply the fact that people are starting to realize that love and passion and difference can actually make the world feel more united, funnily enough. And I think this Michael movie is just a really good symbol of that, or a good tangible product to prove that. And I think this movie has made the world a bit of a better place, to be honest with you.
It is, and I would tell you that the world feels united online.
Yeah,
more.
They do.
That's why most of us, especially the creators who actually see this unity, like to stay online more. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's so weird. And the thing I'm seeing too is that people are starting to understand the motives of the I hate calling it the media, because I work in the media, but I think like the negative energy media, people are starting to see the motives behind it. Like when something wonderful and big and great happens, there's always someone trying to tear it down, or someone trying to cast negativity, to be the little black spot into this huge, beautiful, glorious thing. And we're waking up to it, and we're realizing that don't kill our vibe. Don't kill our joy. This is what's making us happy and excited, and we feel loved, and we're together in this. Don't kill it. And I think that's one thing that I've learned while making this content, is that we all love something, and we want to talk about it and just share each other's joy in it. And I think the world is finally catching up to that.
The world is finally catching up to that, and the world is getting more queerer as well.
Yes.
Which we love.
Yes.
Can I ask that when you were in radio and we're starting out radio, and I know that radio, the media industry does have a structure around certain ethnicities or certain sexualities and stuff like that. How was it navigating that in your radio journey?
I didn't really have that much of a problem navigating me being a gay man in the radio world. I know we can kind of have this opinion and this view that Australian media can be a little bit prejudiced or ignorant towards minorities or things like that. But being gay is actually quite common in Australian media.
True.
Stereotypes are also very common in Australian media. And I think one thing that I observed is how I navigated it rather than how they treated me. Because, you and I, especially, Pakistan, me growing up in a Catholic environment, we had to obviously censor a lot of who we were to survive. In the radio world, especially in my earlier years, I actually carried that with me and thought that if I really peacocked my sexuality to all of these people, I'd be at a point of difference that would give me more opportunities, or that would make these people like me more. That's something that subconsciously, I don't know how I created that in my head, and I started oversharing. I started at sometimes creating narratives just to make myself look more interesting and to make myself look like I had a bit more character than everyone else, because I thought I have to be so different because I wasn't allowed to be like that when I was younger. I don't know. So I had to really have a good look at myself and go, I don't need to do that. I don't need to really peacock myself to these people. I just have to be myself. I have to show what I love. And I think that's where the challenge was the fact that I started going, I love this. I'm passionate about that. This is who I am. That's when I felt the friction. Not about being gay, but about my interests and my values and all of these things. So I'd say that's where the challenge was. But I had to audit myself and realize my patterns when I was younger and how I brought that into the workplace.
That is so true, especially with me as well. Although, mind you, I used to create a narrative every time I was on air. I was like, my mom's looking for a girl. And funny that because it was an Indian radio, right?
Yeah.
So every time I would say that I'm getting married, and I was the only radio presenter who was not married. So everyone would love a marriage gossip.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, today is a marriage show. We're going to talk about how my mom's looking for a girl for me. And then the calls would start coming in and the songs requests and all of that. And that's just, you're right. I was creating a narrative.
Yeah.
Because now I don't care about it anymore. Now all of my listeners who follow me, who meet me in person as well, they know about my sexuality.
Yeah.
And now they feel more connected to me now than before, which is very interesting. And it was all in my head. I was trying to create that.
Because the right people were trying to find you, right? So the moment you stop with creating something that you think is going to please a mass audience, and you become yourself, and you just speak truly from the heart, you realize all these people in the little empty spots were actually waiting for someone like you to share their story, which was yours.
And that's why showing up is important.
Very important. Very important.
Talking about showing up, was there a queer icon that inspired you growing up?
Yes, there was. I owe my entire broadcasting career to Lady Gaga. Yes. Yes. Like the entire thing. Because if it wasn't for Lady Gaga, I wouldn't have had the opportunities that I got in radio. Yeah.
Okay.
So my twin and I, being dancers, we were huge Lady Gaga fans, and we absolutely adored her. And we used to learn all of her choreography, all of her dancing. And we posted a video of us dancing to her song Judas. This was back in 2011? And we posted it, and we thought we'd be sneaky and try to send it to like her ex-boyfriend at the time, Luke Carl.
Yeah.
And she saw it. And she posted it on all of her socials. And this was back in 2011. So this was like huge. Like if Lady Gaga posted a video of you in 2011 on Twitter, oof, it was massive. Like this is like Ellen kind of territory, right? So, and in Perth, where we're from, that was huge. So we ended up on all these different TV shows and news stories. And then eventually we got an interview with Nova, with the Perth Breakfast Show. And it was from that moment that I kept in touch with Nova. When I did the studying, I did the vocal things and everything like that. And then because of that interview, they hired me at Nova. And that's where I started my radio career. So it was all because of Lady Gaga. I mean, I don't know where the queer part of that kind of fits into it, but you know,
well, she's an icon.
She's an icon. If it wasn't for us believing in her work and you know putting ourselves out there with her music, I wouldn't be sitting here today with you.
Oh, Jermaine, you're amazing. Michael Jackson and then Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Hello. No, you were going to tell me that. Oh, I met Kylie too, and then Madonna.
Oh no, I've not met Kylie or Madonna. I mean, that's definitely in the bucket list. But yeah, like I have a
manifesting. You're going to manifest.
I'm manifesting. Yeah, I just love entertainment. I love entertainment. I love what entertainment can do to masses of people, and if it's done for the best of people, then I'm all here for it.
So if I had to ask you, and you can look on the camera or you can look at me.
Okay.
Whatever.
I like looking at cameras. I'm not a fan of looking at cameras, sorry.
So if you had to give a message to someone who is watching this podcast, who is watching us, who is watching this episode, enjoying this episode, and wants a career or wants the same career graph as yourself, what would you tell them?
I would say, don't stress too much about what your friends think of you. Because the first thing that can come into your mind when you put something out there that is truly from your heart is, what are my friends going to think of me? Or what is my family going to think of me? Your friends and your family should love you for what you do to them, not for what you do to their feed. So when you're speaking from your heart, and you're showing your talents, you're showing your passions, you're showing your interests, you're showing everything inside you just wants to scream out, you're doing it for an audience who's yet to find you, not for your friends or your family, because they already love you. So the next time you get your camera out, the next time you set up your mic, the next time you speak truly for yourself, you're doing it for people who haven't found you yet.
That is beautiful, and that is so right. And then also I'll just add to it that stop expecting a like and a share from your family and friends.
Oh yeah, like they already love you. So why do you need why do you need them to show you that?
True.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, because I think, as creators, we love a viral video. We love a lot of views. We love all that type of stuff. But I think, like I said earlier, what we all crave is connection.
We do.
And that just can't be measured in the number of views or the number of likes or comments or, trends and sounds and everything like that. It's simply, we're all on this earth to connect with each other. And I think now we have the power to do it more than ever. There
you go. And this is 2026. And if you can't connect,
there's
a problem.
there is a problem. But we're here to help you, so it's fine.
Yeah, we are. Well, thank you so much, Jermaine, for first of all waiting and giving us time. It's been a busy day, but you stayed. And I'm so happy that you came. I'm so happy we spoke about so many things. I had a list of questions and I just left them. I was like, listen, this is just going to be a conversation between two people with the radio background. And your love for Michael definitely shows to a lot of people.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for coming.
Oh, and thank you for having me. And congratulations on season 2. Oh. That's incredible. What an amazing achievement.
Oh, thank you. It's hard, but we are here and we're so happy. But we're not going to let you go straight away.
Oh, okay.
We do have this rapid fire round. And for that, I have to pick this up.
Okay.
We're going to do a little rapid fire with you. Okay. We call it this or that. So Jermaine DeVos.
Yes, it's DeVos. Put the flowers in DeVos.
DeVos. Yeah, okay. Jermaine DeVos.
Yes.
This is your this or that creators chat. No, it's not the right way I do it. I didn't do it right way. So Jermaine DeVos.
Yes.
This is the creators chat. This or that.
Okay. Hit me.
Michael Jackson or Janet Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Wait, you didn't even... What?
Yeah, 100%. Okay, I love Janet. Janet is my second favorite. I can do all the If choreography. I can do, Rhythm Nation. Yeah, I can do all of that stuff. I love Janet. But Michael is God tier. Michael's God tier.
Can I just tell you something about Janet Jackson? When I was growing up and I was trying to suss out that do I like boys or do I like men, I used to watch Janet Jackson videos.
Yeah.
And there was this video in which she's really popping up.
Yeah, yeah.
And she had this haircut. I forgot the name of that song, but she was really, really.
What is she wearing?
She's wearing like a corset and everything's popping out.
Oh, it could be If, or That's the Way Love Goes, I think.
Could be.
Or What's It Gonna Be?
It was pretty. Oh my God, I can't remember.
Was it like futuristic? And was it like all like this like...
She was wearing a leather jacket. I know that.
Oh, that's All For You.
All for you.
When she's doing the...
You're right.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure things out.
She's hot in that video.
She was hot.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised.
I was having a boys' night, and then I was like, "Listen, is this gonna work?" But then it didn't, and that's when I knew.
That's when you knew.
If I can't be,
she said,
serenaded by Janet Jackson, I'm gay.
She was like, "Kashif, it's all for you," and you're like, "No,
I don't think so." All right, radio studio or a podcast couch?
I'm actually really enjoying this vibe. I feel like I love a good radio studio when it comes to my show, but I feel way more connection this way. So I'm actually going to have to say a podcast studio.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, I know that this might give you some nightmares, and you can think about it for a bit, because this one is going to be a bit tough, okay?
Okay.
Lady Gaga or Michael Jackson?
Oh my God. That's so hard because there's just so, like, they both have their qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say, before I give you my answer, I think they both will be immortal. I think they both eventually will kind of be on very similar statuses if we go 100 years from now. I really do believe that. But my answer is going to have to be Michael Jackson. 100%. I owe my life to him. I owe who I am to Michael Jackson.
But then Lady Gaga did that tweet, bro.
Oh, I know.
It's okay. You've given your answer. We're gonna go with Michael Jackson because it's Michael.
Yeah,
Lady Gaga can understand.
Gaga wouldn't be Gaga without Michael Jackson.
For sure.
So
in fact, yes, Gaga's inspiration is Michael Jackson. There you go.
Exactly.
So Michael it is.
Yes.
Now, and this is going to be not controversial, but I think I really want you, because you're in the entertainment industry, and I really want to know that Madonna's Confession on a Dance Floor, the album.
It's a great album. So good.
The first one.
Yeah, yeah.
The iconic one, right?
Yeah.
Or Kylie Minogue's Fever album.
Oh my God, that's so hard.
And you work in radio.
Oh my God, that's so hard.
When you listen to that song, when you listen to "Can't Get You Out of My
God, yeah. There's what
and
Love
when you
at
listen
First Sight. There's
and then you listen to every little thing that I said, oh, do, and then Sorry, oof.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh God, gays are going to crucify me for this. The
gays are going to crucify you for choosing Lady Gaga or Michael Jackson over Lady Gaga. But go ahead.
Oh my God, that's so hard. I'm going to have to give it to, you know what? It's going to be Confessions.
Oof.
Yeah. And the reason why, there's one detail that I really love about the Confessions album, and this is the only thing that I think separates, is there is I think the OG version of Confessions is actually all a mix. The entire album is one cohesive listening experience, because she's made this album for the dance floor. She's made it for a night out, for a club. And I think Madonna is so intentional with her production, with the way that she presents her music to her fans. I think Madonna is there's just something in her that just has this real intentionality with everything that she releases.
Of course.
And I think Confessions is a true testament to that. So I'm going to choose Confessions.
And with the Confessions 2 that is coming out as well, I think that's going to be the same as well. Because if you look at it, the way that she's releasing the tracks, it's one connecting the other.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, that's
one
true.
mix.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So-
yeah, it's all. I've actually yet to see the short film that she did for it.
It's amazing.
But I have to say, after watching her interview with Jay Shetty, like she's still got a soul. I was so worried that we lost her.
I know.
But she's still here.
She's still here, and
Yes.
she's back with a message. She's out there. She's like,
Yeah.
safety is in numbers.
Yes.
You know? Let's get on the dance floor. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think this is because Madonna comes from Michael Jackson's world of creativity. We still have her.
Yeah.
And she's still doing the things that they were doing back in those days.
Yes.
You know?
And she's still pushing buttons. Like you have to do that as like in that world. And I'm just sad at how the world still treats her.
Yes.
I think the world will learn its lesson when, knock on wood, when
Yes.
she's when the world is deprived of Madonna, the world will finally wake up and realize what an absolute gift she was to this world.
Yeah. So the queen. The queen.
The queen.
Now this is the last one.
Okay.
And this may be a bit difficult. But
I'm sad that this is ending. I'm so sad. Like I'm enjoying this conversation so much. Like
I know, we could go on and on
We
and
really could. But yes, hit me.
MJ the musical or Michael the movie?
Oh my god.
I know, I'm just like just
Why? This is
Trauma
so
after
hard,
trauma.
Kashif. Can I just say,
Yes.
gratitude to both. I've worked on both.
Yes, you have.
I did the opening for MJ in Australia, and I obviously did all the Michael movie stuff with my content. So I'm so grateful for both experiences. I got to say the positives for both, if that's okay. MJ the musical, I think, is such a perfect dive into Michael Jackson's psyche, into his brain, into the complications of MJ. It's gritty. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It's gritty. They really go into Michael's darkness in it, which is what I really appreciate. And shout out to Roman Banks and Ilario Grant who played him in Australia.
Yeah.
They did a phenomenal job, and it was just the most. Oh, it was beautiful. I think I saw it 7 times.
Wow.
Amazing. The Michael biopic, on the other hand, was such a beautiful presentation of the magic, the joy, the brilliance, the optimism that Michael brought to the world, and really, really honed in on Michael's yearning to be free, even though he was the biggest artist in the world. So they're such different products.
Yeah.
But I can't ignore the impact that the movie has given to the world. And I can't ignore how many people have found themselves through the release of this movie.
Of course.
So I'm going to choose the Michael movie.
Boom.
Bam! There we go. God, I'm sweating. You've really, really hurt me there, Kishi.
And on that note, Jermaine, thank you so much for coming to the Creators Chat. I'm so happy we did this. And like you said, it really felt natural. I could go on and on and on.
Yes.
But we have to end it. And we will have you next again, maybe in season 3.
I'd love that.
Talking about maybe another celebrity. You never know.
We'll see.
But yes, again, thank you so much for coming to the Creators Chat.
Thank you for having me.
And that is a wrap on the episode. And if you did love this episode, which I genuinely did, you can go ahead and like and share this video. Subscribe to our channel so we can bring in you more interviews just like this. And this is it. Creators Chat. This is me, Kashif Harrison, signing off. Till another episode. Keep creating. Bye.
That was beautiful.